known as the ace of pro wrestling games, the ace gamer, and the leader and creator of the Asylum clan. And ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately we have some unfortunate news with Universe Mode. This isn't how I usually like to start off, but we got some good and bad news. The bad news is earlier today I had to log back onto my account, and my internet went down after I logged in, and unfortunately all the save progress along with the Universe Mode that I had already created for the reboot has all been deleted. Everything is gone. I can't get it back. And when I tried to get everything back to the way it was for Universe Mode wise, all the downloads and everything that I did have for the Raw, SmackDown, NXT universe, some of the content creators on Community Creations had already deleted them. So I couldn't get what I wanted back. I couldn't find any better, I would say, substitutions for the superstars that I had. And to be honest, this is WWE 2K20. We can honestly say it's probably the worst game that WWE ever came out with. But I'm still going to do a universe. I'm still going to do the best I can. But the good news is we did find some shows that we can replace Raw, SmackDown, and NXT with. As you guys can see, Universe Mode now consists on Monday nights we have NWA Power. Wednesday nights we have AEW Dynamite on TNT. And Thursday night, we have MLW Fusion. Now you're going to see many of your great superstars, superstars that were in Universe Mode. Some might be making some appearances. I can't guarantee anything. And our rosters are going to ever keep growing with every episode. You'll see new faces, superstars that you want to see, and I'm giving the people what they want. That's what you got to do if you want to be successful. You got to give the people what they want. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting off with our first ever episode of NWA Power. Our main event for tonight, as you can see, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line as the national treasure, Nick Aldis, accompanied by his insurance policy, Camille, will be taking on former NWA World Champion and challenger, Tim Storm. But before that, in our semi-main event, we will have Allison Kay challenging for the NWA Women's Championship, which is currently around the waist of Thunder Rosa. Can Thunder Rosa come out victorious against the former NWA Women's Champion herself, or can Thunder Rosa pull off another big one here tonight? We're also going to have some qualifying matches to crown our first ever NWA National Champion, which will be contested on an episode of NWA Power in the next 4 weeks. With many great superstars coming to the NWA, this is going to be an amazing, absolute spectacle. I am a big fan of the NWA personally. I watch the NWA Power YouTube channel on YouTube. I've been keeping up with some of their progress. Shout outs to all the great superstars in the NWA, especially JTG, Jay the God. My brother, you've been on a long, hard road ever since Chad Gaspard unfortunately left us. May he rest in peace. But we are not going to let that slow us down. We are going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here in Atlanta, Georgia for NWA Power. And tonight is going to be a good night. It's filled with so much. You'll love to see it. You got to give the people what they want. As you can see, our opening contest, which will be the NWA National Title Tournament starter match, JTG, Jay the God, will be taking on Mike Bennett here tonight, as Mike Bennett will be accompanied by his wife and beautiful mother of his child, Maria Kanellis. We are also going to see some tag team action, as the current tag team champions who were given the tag titles didn't earn crap. FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood tonight will be taking on the team, which is a little weird combination in my opinion. Leon Ruff and EC3. Don't forget our main event, Tim Storm challenges Nick Aldis. NWA World's title is on the line. And Camille, probably going to be a difference maker, but Tim Storm, he's an in-ring legend. He's a veteran. He knows the sport. I have the utmost confidence in him. And our semi-main event, former NWA Women's World Champion Allison Kay challenges for the title tonight as the current champion holds it over her shoulder, and it's none other than the fearsome, the fiery, and the thunderous Thunder Rosa. And with that said, we have a lot more great action in store for all of you. Again, I am sorry that the reboot for Universe Mode is unfortunately down. I can't get back the progress. I've tried looking for substitutions for the arenas, the shows, the superstars that I had that were customly created, but I just couldn't find them. I couldn't find any better substitutions. Everything else on the community creations was just worse. And I can honestly say I'm no good at creating championships, superstars, or anything like that. I just know how to build stories and rivalries. That's all I know how to do, and book shows. Other than that, I don't know how to do anything else. I'm learning, but as of right now, I don't know anything. But we are going to get started with our opening contest, the NWA National Title Tournament match. The first round match, I should say. I'm skipping over my own words. The NWA National Title Tournament match. Our first match will also be the first ever match on the first ever episode of NWA Power. JTG, Jay the God, takes on Mike Bennett, aka Mike Kanellis. And as you guys can see, we are live here in Atlanta, Georgia, and here comes the brother himself. A fellow New Yorker brother just like me. I love to see JTG back in action, man. And RIP to the real Shad Gaspard, who was truly a great man. I've heard that he is an amazing father to his children. But we may see him appear here in Universe Mode to honor him. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see what JTG has in store in the singles division for us here tonight. And it's been a while since I've seen JTG in action. I haven't seen this guy in action for years. I haven't seen him in the WWE, or I've heard he was on the independent scene, but I didn't look too much into it. But this, man, I have seen a lot of in the past couple of months. As you can see, JTG's opponent on the left, the strong and willing Mike Bennett, also known as Mike Kanellis. And there's his beautiful wife and mother of one, Maria Kanellis. I really wish the both of them a long, strong, and happy relationship. And Mike Kanellis, who can ever forget that when he came to the NWA, he challenged Nick Aldis for the NWA World Championship. I honestly thought Mike Kanellis could do it. I felt like we could have crowned a new NWA World Champion, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. And as you can see, Maria Kanellis still by her husband's side, even through all the adversity, even through all the pain. And Mike Kanellis, it's great to see him back on his feet after what the WWE did to him. I've seen on his Instagram and on Maria's as well that Mike Kanellis has been on a pretty bad downward spiral ever since being released from the WWE. But with that said, that I'm not going to completely focus on that, and I am not going to get a strike because I know the NWA or Mike Kanellis or the Kanellis family themselves will probably do that to me. I'm just going to keep going on with what we have here tonight. Our first ever match here on NWA Power, which is not just an opening match, but it is also the qualifying match for the NWA National Title. A title that holds so much prestige and honor. Many great superstars have held it, like the likes of the Cowboy James Storm, Willie Mack, Absolute Ricky Starks, and many other great names and legends and superstars who I am currently unaware of because I am an idiot and did not do my research like a horrible journalist. But I will keep up with the NWA from now on. And look at this already. Maria, I didn't think she would be that much of a difference maker, but I can understand. She's sticking up for her husband. So wait a minute. Mike Kanellis with a roll up. Can he steal the victory here on the first ever episode of NWA Power? No, we can't just yet. Almost did. And a DDT spikes JTG. Oh, that rhymes. And a big right from Mike Kanellis and just stomping away on JTG. And seriously, I could probably see JTG as the new national champion, seriously. But at the same time, when you look back at the career of Mike Kanellis, you can also say the same. Both of these men have had similar paths when it came to the WWE. They both have competed at the top of their game in many independent promotions, so they know what it's like. But with that said, we're back to this action as Mike Kanellis with a nice suplex takes JTG down yet again. Now what does Mike Kanellis have in store here? Going to the top. We don't usually see him up here, but he's willing to pull out all the stops, but didn't connect with that elbow. Just a little bit too far to hit the mark. Gonna go to the other side. Maybe he can get this one. And JTG able to roll out of the way. And JTG showing off some of his strength now. And this is a nice muscle build that JTG has been able to build for himself ever since making an independent run away from the WWE. I honestly thought he would have come back to the WWE, but I guess not. And look at this, JTG getting in the face of Atlanta, having fun with the people. And now look at this. Mike Kanellis trying to get back on the offense, trying to do something to slow JTG down. But when you have a man the size of JTG, it's almost impossible to stop him. And JTG looking at him, takes out the leg. What is he gonna follow up with? And a nice overarm drag. And it looks like JTG could be looking to finish this. Mike Kanellis could be in for a rude awakening. And what does JTG have in store for Kanellis? And now a huge sling blade from Mike Kanellis. JTG into the cover too. Is this enough? No, it isn't just yet. And now gonna size up Mike Kanellis. Stalking him like a shark that smells blood in the water. And a beautiful neck breaker. Could that be enough to put down Mike Kanellis? And it is. Congratulations, JTG. So JTG moves on to the next round and will face someone next week in the next match for the qualifying of the NWA National Title Tournament. And that was a devastating neck breaker, landing high on the spine and neck. But JTG nevertheless victorious. And Atlanta, Georgia is showing their appreciation and love for JTG here tonight. Already we're kicking the NWA off with a pretty good start, I would say. That was very a nice way to build things up. Unfortunately, it looks like it's back to the drawing boards for Mike Kanellis. He will not be moving on for the national title. However, that does not mean he will not be a possible contender yet again somewhere down the line. And with that said, we are going to keep, and speaking of championships, we are going to be moving on to a non-title tag team match. As up next, the men who were given the AEW World Tag Team titles by the legendary Tully Blanchard, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, tonight will be in tag team action as they take on the unlikely duo and pairing of Leon Ruff and Ethan Carter III, EC3. I really do think that this is a weird angle that EC3 was willing to step up and tag team with Leon Ruff. I really do think that's kind of weird. Like, something about that just seems fishy. But again, I do not judge. I don't know what's going on in EC3's head. I don't know what he's thinking. If he really sees Leon Ruff as a good and strong partner against one of the top tag teams in the world. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his head. But with that said, I am not going to judge. I am just going to tell my cameras to go back to Atlanta, Georgia, and the live studio, and go back to some great action here on NWA Power. Hello, guy in the booth. Now, please. Thank you. So hard to find good help around here. But we are back here live at ringside at Atlanta, Georgia. We are set for some tag team action, and here come the current unfortunate NWA Tag Team Champions. On the right is Dax Harwood, left Cash Wheeler, FTR. Along with AEW superstars Wardlow, Shawn Spears, and MJF. They make up the Pinnacle. Two-fifths of the Pinnacle, who were just given the NWA World Tag Team titles thanks to the legendary Tully Blanchard. And seriously, Tully, I understand that you believe in these guys. You see these guys as the best tag team in the world, but you willingly just gave them the NWA World Tag Team titles? Come on, man. Best tag team in the world. Ta loco, nombre. But nevertheless, I can't do anything about it. I just gotta keep rolling, keep moving on with what we have. And here comes 1/2 of FTR's opponents, Leon Ruff, former NXT North American champion, the littlest guy with the biggest heart. And Leon Ruff, who appeared in episodes of NXT, up against superstars like Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, and look at the agility. Atlanta, Georgia, loving Leon Ruff here tonight. And now, Leon Ruff didn't come alone though, because, ladies and gentlemen, here comes, I believe, a man who's also from Atlanta, Georgia. The man who says that we should all control our narrative. Be our own essential character. EC3. Atlanta, Georgia, giving a round of applause for EC3 here tonight. And EC3, I really don't know what's been going on with this guy. I follow him on Instagram, and he's an amazing athlete. I've seen some of his matches. I saw his recent match at Control Your Narrative with Matt Cardona, which was a really good match. Shout outs to both Cardona and EC3. But I really don't know what's going on with EC3, because at one moment he's like, he's supporting the people, but then he goes against everybody and says, do this, do that. You guys are not living by the rules that you should be writing for yourselves, or some crap like that. I just don't know what his motives or intentions are. I really don't. And the fact that he would unlikely align himself with someone like Leon Ruff, it's just a bunch of speculation to me. And now Leon Ruff going straight after Dax Harwood. And already the current NWA Tag Team Champions aren't looking like they should be holding on to those championships at all. But you know, Leon Ruff, he's a quick striker. He doesn't give up. And a nice forearm telling Dax to hit him with what he's got. And already the Southern boy coming back. Oh, stiff clothesline, nearly decapitated Ruff. And now Dax Harwood, we're going to get the hell up out of there. Going to tag in Cash Wheeler. And remember, you can also catch FTR also on AEW Dynamite. They will not be making an appearance on Dynamite this week. They will be next week, as they will be taking on, I believe, Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix of Death Triangle, along with Pac. And like, look at that. Nice move from Leon Ruff. And now in comes EC3. Now in it, EC3 telling Cash Wheeler to bring it. And EC3, he's not really putting up much of a challenge here. But Cash Wheeler's taking full advantage of it. See, this is why I say I don't know or understand the mindset of EC3. Like, I really just don't. On one minute, he's supporting the people. Then another minute, he's supporting himself. And when he does stuff like this, it's very hard to applaud him on being such a worthy contender for anything at this point, really. And look at this, that forearm strike, that was like a baby strike. But nevertheless, Cash Wheeler makes the tag to Harwood into a figure 4 leg lock and sticks at the knee of Ethan Carter III. And now Dax Harwood into a sleeper hold on EC3. Is he going to make EC3 pass out? No, he is not. And now here comes EC3. Now EC3 wants to put up a fight. But now that offense quickly slowed down by FTR. And now Leon Ruff tagging himself in. I don't know what's going on here, because EC3 throughout the majority of this match has not been putting up much of a worthy fight. But Leon Ruff coming back, and we have someone on the stream. Thank you, my brother. I will be sure to check your comment at the end of this matchup. But Leon Ruff trying to mount some offense here against one half of the NWA World Tag Team Champions. And it looks like Leon Ruff gonna go to the top, begging Dax Harwood to get back up to his feet. Oh, and a beautiful leg drop by the former NXT North American Champion. But wait a minute, look at Dax Harwood trying to roll up Leon Ruff. Almost had him. And now, oh, picked at the leg of Leon Ruff. Could that be enough to finish their chances here in the NWA tonight? No, it isn't. Leon Ruff able to roll the shoulder up. And Leon Ruff just trying to stay alive, trying to do whatever he can. Full steam ahead and clotheslines Dax Harwood outside the ring. And now here comes Leon Ruff. Oh, beautiful senton. But again, Dax Harwood, along with Cash Wheeler, one of the best tag teams in the world, and it's hard to stop them when they start mounting an offense like this. But now Cash Wheeler off the tag, and a big clothesline there. And Leon Ruff with the quick strikes, trying to stay effective here, trying to take the bigger guy, trying to take Cash Wheeler off his feet. And now he does with the straight jacket. Into the cover, both arms trap, but only a 1 count. And now this is smart, the smaller part of Leon Ruff, not just trying to stay quicker than Cash Wheeler, but also trying to ground and pound him, trying to keep him to the mat. But again, Cash Wheeler is so much bigger than Leon Ruff, has a bigger muscle build, and this is going to be difficult for someone like Leon Ruff. But look at this, Leon Ruff trying to fight back. 3 quick jabs to the jaw, and that huge right. Come on, Leon. Rebounded off the ropes, but couldn't take advantage. Now in comes Cash Wheeler, tagged at Dax Harwood. And oh, a stun gun into a back suplex on Leon Ruff. And now EC3 almost made the tag, and oh, wait a minute. EC3 not... What is EC3 doing? Seriously. This dude's just pacing while Leon Ruff's been taking a huge beating. And now look at this, getting up in the face of Leon Ruff. What did he say to him? I couldn't make out what he said. And a nice backbreaker. Leon Ruff seems to have taken that straight somewhere to the spine. The EC3 just turned his back on his tag team partner. And that could have ended the match right there, but... And now Leon Ruff takes down Cash Wheeler. And something's got to give for one of these two tag teams. Leon Ruff, who's put up a hell of a fight, taking nothing away from him. But Cash Wheeler, like, he's just the stronger of the two. Plus, he has Dax Harwood, who didn't turn his back on him. And now a huge double face breaker. And again, EC3 turns his back on and is just watching this. EC3 has not been putting up much of a challenge and is just pacing back and forth while his tag team partner is taking a huge beating, and they're just playing and having their way with him. Like, this is just weird and disgusting. And now right in the face of Leon Ruff's tag team partner. And Leon Ruff begging for a tag, begging for help. And look at this, just taunting with him. Like, what is this? What are these motives of EC3? Seriously. But nevertheless, Leon Ruff just tapped out to that gory special. And EC3, I don't know what he's feeling right now. But ladies and gentlemen, nevertheless, that was a completely bizarre go-through throughout this entire match. And I honestly don't know what the intentions of EC3 were going into this match. As we just saw, he just let Leon Ruff basically fight this whole match by himself. But nevertheless, our current winners here, FTR, the NWA Tag Team Champions. But what is going on with EC3? I really don't know what that was, but applause to FTR for a huge win here tonight. They deserve it, I suppose, even though they kept one member isolated throughout this entire match. But either way, I'm not going to judge. I'm just going to keep moving on with what we have tonight. And we have another person on the live stream. Hello, great to see you. Up next on NWA Power, we have Mickie James taking on Zoe Stark. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, our main event for tonight, the NWA World Title will be in action as Nick Aldis, the current NWA World Champion and National Treasure, will be defending the title against Tim Storm, former NWA World Champion. And in our semi-main event also to come, Thunder Rosa will be defending the AW Women's World Title against Allison Kay. A lot of great action to come here tonight on NWA Power, and also a lot of great action to come up on our upcoming episodes of MLW and AEW. We are going to be finding out who really belongs in this division, who's going to be fighting for which championships. But before we get to either one of those two shows, we got to keep up with what we got here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Zoe Starks. Wait, is it Zoe Starks with an S or Zoe Stark with no F? No S? Oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Stark, who has made appearances on NXT and in some past episodes of mine, but tonight is here at the pinnacle of wrestling live in Atlanta, Georgia. And I can't wait to see what Zoe Starks is going to bring to the table at what I deem is probably the greatest form of professional wrestling that you can find anywhere in the world. I don't want to say WWE, AEW, and NXT. I don't want to say the high-stakes, high-profile wrestling companies don't have great professional wrestling. But if you want full-on ground-and-pound, historic grappling wrestling, then I would definitely say the NWA is where you go to find it. But with that said, here comes the veteran and guaranteed Hall of Famer herself, ladies and gentlemen, Hardcore Country Mickie James. Mickie James, beloved by many, but maybe not Zoe Stark. Zoe running straight after Mickie. And the bell hasn't even rung yet, and already these two women trying to go at it. I remember they had some issues on Twitter going back and forth with each other, but I did not expect this at all from Zoe Starks. And Mickie trying to be professional, trying to get back in the ring so this whole match can officially start. Both women are in the ring, and here we go. And I remember these two in Universe Mode having a back and forth battle on social media. One thing was said out of the other, but I really did not expect aggression like that out of Zoe Starks right out of the gates. But nevertheless, Mickie James making her NWA debut along with Zoe Stark. Mickie James, a former women's champion back in the WWE, was recently released just a few months ago and now is here on NWA Power. And I gotta say, it's really great having Mickie James on the NWA brand, because she brings that veteran experience. She can teach the younger superstars like Zoe Stark. And I have to say, I would actually see her as a worthy opponent or adversary for the NWA World Title. I mean NWA Women's World Title, my bad. But nevertheless, Mickie James already not up on a good offense here, and now trying to use her quickness and that veteran-like mentality against Zoe Stark, and it's starting to be utilized, and it's working right now. Excuse me, battery about to die. And a nice forearm shot takes down Zoe Stark. But back and forth, both of these women go. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to tune into our 2 title matches for the later on in this episode. And already, Zoe Stark back to this matchup into a Kimura, bending at the shoulder and forearm of Mickie James. This would be absolutely huge for Zoe if she could tap out a legend like Mickie James. Atlanta, Georgia, egging Mickie James on. Don't tap out. Can Mickie James fight out of it? Yes, she can. But how much damage was inflicted upon that arm? And 2 swift strikes, and now Mickie James is trying to mount some kind of offense. Zoe starts off the ropes. Mickie James, nice flapjack, takes down Zoe. And now look at that. Zoe Stark, so smart, gets up on the ropes. This way Mickie James can't perform any aerial attacks. And now, wait a minute. Paying homage to her friend and idol Trish Stratus with a little bit of Stratusfaction. Into a cover, but it's not enough to put down Zoe Stark. And Zoe Stark, very quick there, just dodged the forearm of Mickie James. But again, Mickie James is a woman who will not quit, not back down. And now, oh, a huge kick right there. Caught Zoe on the side of the head. Into a cover, but only a count of 2. Almost had Zoe Starks right there. And now Mickie James on the middle rope. Could be looking to put the final nail in the coffin on Zoe. Nice missile drop kick there. And now Mickie James could be looking for the Mick DT. to put down Zoe Starks. And she got her. Hooks the leg, but oh, Zoe right there too close to the rope. That may have cost Mickie James, and that was a rookie mistake. Mickie James is an in-ring veteran, and you can't afford to make mistakes like that, especially if you're a veteran in that ring. And Zoe Starks is taking advantage of it. And a nice clothesline takes down the Hall of Famer. Well, Hall of Famer in my opinion. And Zoe Stark now just full on a complete assault on Mickie James. And a nice takedown. And Zoe Starks has to think of something big to finish that. Nice right to the jaw. And Zoe Starks is going to the top, looking to fly. Huge frog splash right to the midsection. Viva la Raza, Eddie Guerrero 2. Not enough though. Rolls the shoulder up at the very last second. And what more does Mickie James have in the tank? Zoe Starks up high yet again. Huge elbow to the chest of Mickie. Oh, but wait a minute. Mickie James somehow kicks right back up. And there's gonna look for something on Zoe. But a huge clothesline nearly decapitates Mickie James. And now at the top rope. Probably gonna look for that frog splash yet again, but can't find it. Mickie rolled out of the ring. Very, very resourceful. Zoe reverses. And now look, the combination from Zoe Stark takes Mickie off her feet yet again. But Mickie James so wisely rolling to the outside of the ring, knowing damn well that the match can only end inside the ring. And Mickie James just trying to do anything that she can to keep Zoe Starks down and off her feet. Oh, right into the barricade. And the referee now at a count of 5. Atlanta, Georgia has been very into this matchup so far. A lot of quick calls, a lot of last minute saves. But Zoe Stark, the strength of this woman. But again, the in-ring IQ, the veteran-like style of Mickie James. Just trying to get in Zoe Stark's head yet again. And now Zoe, puts 5 toes to her. I know that sounds kind of hood, but I'm from the hood, so it's okay. But Zoe Starks has her in the torture rack, and huge knee strike. She's not done yet. She's looking for is she looking for another one? Oh my God, yes she is. And Zoe Starks is not done. Those were two huge knee strikes that she connected on Mickie James. And Zoe already on some other level here. And a hammerlock reverse DDT. If I was Zoe, I'd probably go for the cover right there. But now Zoe, another perfect frog splash. And if that doesn't end it, I don't know what will. 2, 3. Zoe Stark victorious, defeats the legend Mickie James. And wow, I really did not expect fury and action like that out of Zoe Stark. Again, props to Mickie James for putting up one hell of a fight, but at the same time, take nothing away from her. She's proven why she is one of the greatest in this industry, why she's one of the greatest in that ring, outside, inside, it doesn't matter. Mickie James is one of the best. She's a trailblazer. But at the end of the day, Zoe Stark with a win decisively and efficiently. Applause. She deserves every moment of it. Zoe Stark, take a victory lap. Go get yourself a drink from the pub or something, because you deserve it, girl. But that is not concluded our night here on NWA Power. No, no, no. We are just getting merely started. Because up next we have another national title tournament match coming up, as LA Knight, formerly known as the Eli Drake, will be taking on one of, I would assume, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous grapplers and embodiers of pro wrestling that there is, Toothless Timothy Thatcher. And Timothy Thatcher, LA Knight, who both made appearances on NXT. LA Knight, who's currently the $1 Million champion, not just in real life, but also in my universe mode. Shout out to Ted DiBiase, who could not be in Atlanta, Georgia here tonight. However, he will be with LA Knight along down the road. He couldn't make it tonight. Traffic was a hell of a bitch coming from his summer place in Los Angeles, California. Full disclaimer, I have no idea where Ted DiBiase is settled down, where I don't know exactly where his home is, where his residence is. I really have no idea. I'm just spitballing here. So WWE, please do not give me a strike. I really beg of you. But with that said, we are back here, live here in Atlanta, Georgia. Our next matchup about to be underway. And some reason LA Knight not sporting the $1 Million championship. He said he would carry the $1 Million championship with honor and heritage and respect for his mentor and idol, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, but I don't see it with him. But nevertheless, LA Knight, who looks like he's fit and ready for action here on NWA Power, I don't think he's going to come out with a full win here tonight, because he's facing someone who has been deemed one of the most hardest hitters and most dangerous grapplers on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about that man right there, Timothy Thatcher, who has competed at not just the highest rankings of wrestling, but in some of the most bloodiest and hard-hittingest battles in the world. When he's faced off against people in the fight pit like Matt Riddle and Tommaso Ciampa, those were hard-hitting affairs. Those were stiff hits that all four men were taking. Also, Timothy Thatcher has been, I would assume, is one of, if not the most dangerous, then the most dangerous in the NWA, and he's very, very resilient. If you saw his fight pit match with Matt Riddle on NXT, when he literally picked up his own teeth off the ground in the middle of the match, you know Timothy Thatcher does not come to play. And look at this, already Timothy Thatcher out of the gates. But a quick strike completely stops him. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there it is. That's the in-ring IQ. The great technical background of Timothy Thatcher. And also Timothy, a great submissions expert as well. Timothy Thatcher, who's trained many great young men and women in the arts of submission and I forgot the kind of wrestling style. There was a name for it, I just couldn't remember. But also, when Timothy hits you with those open-handed palm strikes, those really hurt, trust me. But now LA Knight trying to come back in this match. Two stiff forearms right to the temple of Timothy Thatcher. And remember, whoever wins this match will move on in the NWA National Title Tournament. And it looks like it could be LA Knight already out of the box. Shoulders down, two. Is this enough? No, it isn't. Dropped Timothy, I think, almost right on his neck. And now here comes Timothy. This is that grittiness. And rake in the face. That's going to cost, I was about to say Eli Drake. That's going to cost LA Knight a few dollars in reconstruction. Stomping at the arm. And look at this. This is where Timothy Thatcher starts to get all dangerous. I would dare even say that Timothy Thatcher truly does embody the art of pure pro wrestling. And now LA Knight trying to display his power as he hangs Timothy Thatcher up to dry. And oh, Timothy just put 5 toes to him. Timothy off the ropes, dumps LA Knight to the outside. And now literally gonna chase LA Knight to the outside. And now look at this, targeting the midsection and arms of LA Knight. That will take away all of LA Knight's game. But now LA Knight trying to rebound, trying to mount something. And when you're in the ring with Timothy Thatcher, you really gotta try. Well, wait a minute. Speaking of try, Timothy Thatcher. Oh, this could be the beginning of the end. That picture perfect sleeper hold applied by Timothy Thatcher. And could LA Knight be going to sleep here in Atlanta, Georgia? And yes, he tapped out. LA Knight tapped out to Timothy Thatcher. This is why I tell you, Timothy Thatcher, an amazing in-ring submissions expert. And Timothy sending the hand to LA Knight, and LA Knight takes it. Good sportsmanship. Didn't expect that from LA Knight. Very uncharacteristic from LA Knight, considering the kind of person that he is. However, that is none of my concern. That is not what I'm going to focus on. What I am going to focus on are our last 2 upcoming matches, our last 2 upcoming title matches at that. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, this is our main event. Tim Storm versus Nick Aldis, NWA World Heavyweight Championship on the line. The NWA World title that has been held by so many big names and legends. People like Raven, Jeff Jarrett, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the Icon Sting, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Tim Storm himself. Even the American Dream Cody and his son, the American Nightmare. Did I say the American Dream Cody? I feel like I did. Well, I meant to say Dusty as in Dusty Rhodes, but I also meant Cody as well. Cody, also a former NWA World Champion. But another man who has tried to embody what many legends of that caliber have established is Nick Aldis, the self-proclaimed national treasure, the current NWA World Champion, who will put the title on the line tonight against former NWA World Champion Tim Storm. And ladies and gentlemen, I really do wish him the best of luck. He has tried so far in his career to get to where he wants to be and where he's at. And I really do wish him the biggest opportunity. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get ready for our semi-main event. NWA Women's World Championship gonna be contested. Here comes former champion Allison Kay. Allison Kay, who has held championships not just here in the NWA but also in Impact Wrestling, as she was a former Knockouts champion known by the name of Sienna. I believe a 2 or 3-time Knockouts champion, the second longest before Taya Valkyrie came into the picture. And we'll see if Allison Kay can get a second title run for the NWA World title here tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, when you want to talk about women who embody being a champion, look no further than what I believe may be the greatest women's athlete in the world, the current NWA Women's World Champion, Thunder Rosa. And look at this, Allison Kay not gonna wait. And here these two come, and these two have faced off in the past before. It has been pretty nasty between these two. It's gotten hard hitting, and they're not even waiting to the opening bell. And now Thunder Rosa grabbing the NWA Women's Championship, telling Allison Kay to meet her in the ring. And here we go. Thunder Rosa saying, cross that line, I dare ya. And now Allison Kay trying to keep Thunder Rosa down already. The match has officially gone underway. The bell has rung. The NWA Women's Championship is officially on the line. Oh, stiff forearm to the jaw. And ref, seriously, get that championship out of there. No. And now Thunder Rosa trying to come back against Allison Kay. And now Thunder Rosa, what is she thinking? Has Allison Kay, the bigger of the two, on the top rope? What is she thinking in the fireman's carry? And oh man, oh, on the NWA Women's Championship. But it's not enough. Allison Kay, who hit really, really hard on the NWA Women's Championship. Ref, seriously, get that championship out of there. And now Thunder Rosa telling the ref to get the championship belt out of here. And now back to this matchup. Thunder Rosa and Allison Kay, both former NWA Women's Champions, have met multiple times in the past. They even met on the AEW Dynamite, I believe, for the NWA Women's Championship. And you can never count out somebody like Thunder Rosa. You can almost never bet against her. She's at the top in a huge double stomp. And now Thunder Rosa setting up in the corner or something. But no, wait a minute. She's getting her NWA Women's Championship. Bringing it outside. Oh, that was smart. See, that's how much respect Thunder Rosa has for the NWA Women's title. This is why she embodies a champion. But Allison Kay, who believes that the championship belongs with her and her only, as she takes down Thunder Rosa. Oh, a stiff forearm from the former cage fighter. And now Allison Kay, wait a minute, looking for a camel clutch here because it's fully locked in. Allison Kay putting all of her upper body weight on the spine of Thunder Rosa. Could she tap out here tonight? But no, Thunder Rosa fights out. And now Thunder Rosa trying to fight back. Trying to defend her championship with everything she's got. And reversal after reversal. Stiff right after stiff right. Flesh pounding flesh. Skin breaking skin. This is why both of these women do this. Because they love the NWA. They want to be the women's champion. And now Thunder Rosa trying to keep up with Allison Kay. And now look at this. Thunder Rosa targeting that midsection, and once Thunder Rosa hits that Fire Thunder driver, it's almost academic from there, and Allison Kay knows it. But look at this, wrenching on the arms again. And Thunder Rosa, very, very aggressive. You gotta love her work. Missed that roundhouse, but that did not miss that knife edge chop. And Thunder Rosa, truly an amazing superstar. Look at this. And Allison Kay could be very much in deep, deep trouble here, as Thunder Rosa has just been absolutely relentless. Could this be enough? Thunder Rosa into a cover on Allison Kay, but only a count of one. And now Thunder Rosa just trying to fight back. Allison Kay, I don't even think she knows where she is. Oh, and a big clothesline there from Thunder Rosa. And now gonna look for maybe another diving double foot stomp, and she got her. And now Thunder Rosa into that dragon sleeper, but too close to the rope. And now Allison Kay, was probably looking for the AK-47. But Thunder Rosa looking to muster the strength for the suplex, and she got her. Come on, Thunder Rosa. Come on, Rosa. And now here we go. This could be the ending tonight for Allison Kay. Here we go. Fire Thunder Driver. Hooks both legs, shoulders down. Thunder Rosa victorious. Retains the NWA Women's Championship. And right there, oh, Allison Kay landed head first on that gold. Head first, just like Brock Lesnar on the WWE Championship. But Allison Kay kept fighting. But like I said earlier tonight, once Thunder Rosa hits that Fire Thunder Driver, it is over. The match is done. You put up a good fight, but it's all academic from there. Right there, devastating, absolutely devastating. Both shoulders were down, hooked almost both legs, and we still have an NWA Women's Champion in the graveyards of Tijuana, Mexico. Applause, Thunder Rosa. Take all the victory laps you want. You put up a hard-hitting, great match. But that was our semi-main event. That was merely the appetizer. The main course, the entree, the one plate the king will eat is our main event coming up right now on NWA Power to close out the first ever episode. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship will be defended as Nick Aldis, the national treasure, the current NWA World Champion, along with Camille, his insurance policy in his corner, defends the title against former champion and Hall of Famer and legendary Tim Storm. These two have had quite the rivalry. I've looked back at some of their past matches. Tim Storm, who looked absolutely great in all of them. But in the end, Nick Aldis always came out on top. Could tonight be any different? Whew. Now remember, you gotta stay hydrated during these matches. Well, when you're calling them at least. But I guess technically when you're a superstar, you can't really take a sip of water, or if there's any breaks between rounds or anything like that. But nevertheless, it's time to close out the first ever episode of NWA Power. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Storm, Nick Aldis, old rivalry, new era, NWA World Championship on the line. Who's coming out with it? Place your bets, make your decisions now, grab your popcorn, because this is going to be one hell of a fight. Back here live in Atlanta, Georgia, commentator whose name I can never remember, all yours. Okay, we gotta get his mic looked at or something. And here comes Tim Storm. Doesn't waste money or time on flashy entrances. He calls himself a pure wrestler, a true pro wrestling superstar. This man, despite being older in this generation, he still keeps up with some of the best. He's had matches with superstars like Nick Aldis, Cody, Peter Avalon, and all in those matches, Tim Storm came out why he was at the top of his game, why he does not quit, why he will never quit or retire. And a big muscle build on him as well. Great physique on Tim Storm. You don't make men like them anymore. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been told that we should all hush our mouths, close our eyes, and put our hands together. Because here comes the NWA World Champion, the national treasure, Nick Aldis. And there's his insurance policy, Camille. A woman who I would say is definitely a contender for the NWA Women's Championship somewhere down the line. And look at this. Nick Aldis taking all the time in the world. Getting up in the face of Atlanta. This man has only had 2 runs with the NWA World Championship. However, has had a long and successful and decisive title reign. He's put the NWA World Championship all over the world against some of the best. People like Mike Kanellis, Cody, Matt Taven, Christian Cage, Sting, Tim Storm, and everyone who has crossed paths with Nick Aldis for that NWA World Championship has come off on the losing end. Many are starting to wonder, is there a secret code to defeating Nick Aldis? One man who I honestly thought to God had that key locked was the villain Marty Scurll. Unfortunately, Scurll had too many opportunities, couldn't come out victorious or on the other side, and Nick Aldis remains undeniable. Many would say unbeatable. Also you could say uncomparable. But Nick, you're one hell of an athlete, but tonight it could all come to an end. The 10 pounds of gold that has been contested all over the globe. Announcer, your time to shine, brother. Atlanta, Georgia, I think we all know who they're on, whose side they're supporting. They're the cocky, the confident, many would say the overzealous NWA World Champion, the national treasure, Nick Aldis. It's time for our main event. It's time to see who truly deserves to be the NWA World Champion. One man who has been around the NWA since day one. The other has had one of the best title reigns in World Wrestling history. Tim Storm, Nick Aldis ready. Referee, ring that bell. Camille, do not get involved. Here we go. These two know each other so well. It's like they almost know exactly what they're going to throw at each other. And like that right there, Nick Aldis ducked that right hand of Tim Storm, and right there, Nick Aldis running away from Storm. Why? Because he's scared. He knows that Tim Storm can have his number. And that, just like that, Nick Aldis, saying it's all about ingenuity. I wouldn't take this time to glow because look behind you. Oh! Nice STO by Tim Storm. Oh! Stiff, hard-hitting strikes from Tim Storm. And now look at that. You saw Nick Aldis was trying to get away from that tilt-a-whirl body slam that Tim Storm uses to end matches, and it's what he used to win the NWA World title. You saw Nick was trying to get away from it. But Tim Storm trying to do everything he can. He's got to get his feet under him. Got to get his hands up and display some power. Just drop Nick Aldis. And Camille knows what this means. Imagine if Nick Aldis does lose tonight. What will happen to Camille? Nick Aldis brought Camille into this because of the NWA World title. And now Nick trying to get to the top rope and retreat from Tim Storm. But Tim saying there's no escape. You can't get away from me. And superplex takes down both men. And Nick Aldis, who's in a world of trouble right now, doesn't look as if he's going to be retaining the NWA World title, but Nick can pull out something. And now look at this, Nick Aldis. Oh, what a coward, hiding right behind Camille. What a coward. Used Camille as a weapon, and a power slam takes down Tim Storm, but it was only a 1. And already Tim Storm's back up to his feet. And look at this. An amazing back body drop. And now Nick trying to do something. And Nick fighting back with everything he's got, but at the same time, so is Tim Storm. And Nick, huge full Nelson slam. And now Nick off the ropes, dumps Tim Storm to the outside, and Tim hit pretty hard on the head. Tim hit hard on the head. And look at Nick Aldis just showboating, proving why he's one of the most cocky NWA World Champions of all time. And now look at, oh my God, Nick Aldis showing some power of his own. And now Nick Aldis going to the top rope. What could he have in store for Tim Storm? Oh, wait a minute. Took a little bit too much time, because here comes Tim Storm. Tim now. Oh, no, 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 no. Dude, Buster to Nick Aldis. Into a cover on the NWA World Champion. Is this enough? No, it isn't. So close. And now looked like Tim Storm was going for that manhandle slam. Oh, and that huge kick just stunned Tim Storm. And look at this. Once again, Nick Aldis is hiding behind Camille. Ref, how can you allow for something like this? Not only is Nick Aldis proving that he doesn't deserve to be a champion, but he's also proving that he'll put others in danger. And now, oh, Nick Aldis right to the eye. That was straight to the eye. And a huge splash from Nick Aldis. And now Nick to the top rope. Probably this time not going to waste any time. Here we go. That huge elbow. He calls the mandate of heaven. Into the cover too, but Tim Storm rolled the shoulder up just before the ref's hand hit 3. Nick Aldis telling Tim Storm, you're not gonna beat me. I'm the NWA World Champion. Here we go. Camille trying to hype up Atlanta. Nick Aldis looking for that Michinoku driver, and he got him. Into a cover 2. No! Tim Storm rolls the shoulder up. Nick Aldis is in complete shock. Nick, this is not the time to be cocky. And oh, wait a minute. Tim Storm's back up to his feet. Nick, you're in trouble now. Nick is in deep, deep trouble. Nick can't even get his feet under him. And come on, Tim. Nice shoulder tackle. Come on, Tim. Back body drop. And Tim Storm, nice spine buster. Come on, old grandpa. And a huge clothesline. Into the cover 1, 2. No, not enough. Tim Storm felt the NWA World title within his grasp. And now Nick Aldis, oh, able to reverse at the last second. It looked like Tim Storm was going for that manhandle bomb, but Nick Aldis, another Michinoku driver. And Nick Aldis, he's not finished. He wants to embarrass Tim Storm. Here we go. That Texas cloverleaf that has put away so many men. Could Tim Storm be another one? Tim Storm tapped out to this. Is history going to repeat itself? No! Tim Storm just swatted Nick Aldis away. And now here comes Nick Aldis, trying to come back. 2 stiff clotheslines. And a huge lariat. And now Nick to the top rope. Mandate of heaven! Into a cover on Tim Storm. Hooks the leg. No, it's not enough. Tim Storm still able to continue. And now Nick Aldis dragging Tim Storm to the center of the ring. Was probably looking for that Texas cloverleaf, but Tim Storm out of nowhere with a bear hug. And that huge physique of Tim Storm puts more added pressure. Nick Aldis, how is he surviving? Oh! Just rung the bells of Nick Aldis, but only temporarily. And now Nick Aldis, huge neck breaker, shouting outs to Rick Rude. And Tim Storm putting up a huge battle here. And oh, again to the eyes. And Nick Aldis, Michinoku driver. You're right, Corey Graves. This one has to be over, but Nick Aldis doesn't think it's over. He's trying to embarrass Tim Storm by making him tap out again. That Texas cloverleaf that Nick Aldis has used on so many men. And it uses it, and it works effectively on Tim Storm. Tim tapped out again, had no choice. Tim Storm did everything he possibly could. But at the end of the day, Nick Aldis, with that Texas cloverleaf, ends the match. Right there with that Michinoku driver, I honestly thought to God that was it. But it just wasn't. There were times when it looked like Tim Storm was going to come out victorious, but that wasn't the case either. But ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, and he is still holding the 10 pounds of gold, still the NWA World Champion, Nick Aldis. And ladies and gentlemen, Nick Aldis, victorious, remains NWA World Champion, and that was the first ever episode of NWA Power. And look at the expression on Nick Aldis' face. He's proud of himself, as in some cases many people would say he should be. However, I'm not one of those people. And also, ladies and gentlemen, shout outs to everybody who watched tonight. And Goku Sanchez, thank you very much for watching tonight's episode and commenting. Be sure to tell a friend to come here for the best episodes of Universe Mode. But with that said, that is all that we have for NWA Power. I will see you all for AEW Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, good day, and good night. Mwah. Bang.